Hi everybody, welcome back to Materia D&D, where we play D&D our way, and we are on part 2 of session 138, where the Menagerie have started their session at Tabards, discussing some things. They ran into Dregnar, as Dregnar is, well, back. He happened to be coming into Tabards to deliver Azaria's Skull Prison, and Tabard sealed it away in his Dark Scroll, and then there was some bartering and some more exchanges being made. And then the Menagerie decided to depart after Rock had shown Tabard some of the alien bits within Aristratar, the Green Dragon, and he went on a manic uh, information crunch. While they were out on the street, uh, Rock and Al picked up the whiff of like sparked metal, but could not find the source. Rock jumped on a roof and vortex sedge warped Sedge up to the roof to try to get a whiff, where he did actually catch it as well, but was not able to pinpoint the source. This did draw some attention as magic was going on in the open, so some guards started to come by, but the menagerie quickly dispersed. And in remaining within the Petal District, they had headed over to the Bucking Mads, where instead of going into the front entrance of the bar that is presented, they went to the side where there are the stables and the stable hand. Davis giving the passphrase about Potus being one tough broad, uh, got entry, and they were able to venture into the true Bucking Mads Tavern, where uh, there was about half a dozen other individuals in there, and Potus at the bar. They had lamb shake cooked in vegetables and in its own juices, as well as the rice was cooked in the broth that was made from it. And they discussed some various things amongst themselves, uh, but were given rooms and settled down for the evening. Uh, Looks like the plan for the morning is to have a breakfast, gather themselves, and head to the Lyceum district to either hit up the museums or the College of Fascinations. Who knows? It's for my players to determine. So morning comes. Says, like clockwork, you're one of the earliest ones to rise. There was no sun as you are underground, but you feel the sun moving in the sky. And then eventually all your friends do stir to rise. The smell of um, like almost like a sweet kind of pastry, not quite a pastry, more like maybe like a waffle like smell kind of is perfuming from above down into the space. Maybe that helps rise you up in the morning. But it is the morning, it is your day, so let us go ahead and hit the long rest button, confirm it, and
Yeah,
then let's
somehow
go
I was
ahead and
down
do.
hit dice. I don't. I just think I just hadn't marked them off correctly.
That's fine. They're back. Uh, all right. So I kind of trust you guys to just start rolling me, telling me what you're rolling, so we can just set your items and
That's
your
my totem.
features. Okay.
Have I learned anything from the ring that I put on?
Oh, okay. Yeah. 1 second.
So I'm graceful as a cat today.
Um,
Voice.
in your dream, as you're sleeping with the ring on, you have this dream of your a knight getting ready to joust, and you're on a horse, and you're ready to joust, and you're ready to joust, and you're ready to joust, and each time you get hit, your armor gets flung off of your body. There's armor in the
Okay. Uh, yeah. Can I? Now that I know what it's for, can I reattune to my? I will unattune from it and reattune to my cloak.
ring. Hey, you're not gonna try to put the armor on? Fine.
No, I'm gonna. I don't. I can't.
God, darn you understanding what it is.
Uh, well,
He also doesn't meet the strength requirements, I'm sure.
and also
He doesn't
I
know
think
what it is.
turtles don't really. So, but I'm gonna happily pass it on to a party member and be like, hey, there's some armor on you should try on.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I'll
So, in short, Rock, because you understand the item, the way that it works is you can place a piece of armor into the ring. That piece of armor is stored in the ring, and then with an action, a command word, you can summon the armor onto your person.
okay.
With another action, you can the armor back in the ring.
Cool.
Pretty handy when you consider heavy armor takes like 10 minutes to put on.
Oh, you mean like it like comes on? It's on you rather than just in the room
Before
with you.
you, yeah,
Is it stored in there? Like, is
yeah,
there an armor stored in there?
maybe that's the thing you don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
That
Alright,
you understand the properties of
alright.
the ring. I
Yeah.
will say there is a percent chance that there is armor in the ring that you don't know.
Cool. And I rolled my portents. I rolled a 16 and a 12, so I re-rolled one dice, and I rolled another 12, so I have a 16 and a 12.
Okay, gotcha.
And my broken
Okay,
engine
so
is 7.
all right, your engine is 7. Your portents are 16 and 12. We got Davis with
Cat's Grace.
Cat's Grace. Okay. I don't think anyone else has any items now that need to
The
be
wand?
set.
Oh yes, we do.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
the
Nirvana
Nirvana.
cube.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good luck rolling your natural 1.
Let's see.
What's it gonna be, Karos? What's it gonna be?
Oh, okay, I see. 9. One more than
You had,
last time.
yeah, you've had an 8 and 9. Those ones remember. All right. So remember, 9 is your natural 20 number for the day. On top of natural 20s, of course. Okay. So that being said, you guys gather. The what is being served above is also being served down here, and it is somewhere in between, like a crepe and a waffle. It's a little bit more rigid than a crepe, and it has a little bit more of a structure like a waffle. But it's very thin, very sweet. Well, not very sweet, but sweet, kind of easy to eat, easy to drink with something. So you guys can get your fill on that.
Anybody else smell that?
The
It
crepes.
smells so great.
Delightful.
One of the perks of being an adventurer. See, you guys are able to eat your fill within reason.
Potus, what are these called?
I'm not
Pazili's.
sure.
Mm.
Oh.
They come from. Actually, I don't even know where they come from, but there's a couple of families that has set up shop here long ago. And they make them, and we just happen to have good contacts with them, and they deliver them for us. So fresh, enjoy.
Thank you. They're great.
Tasty.
They are, and she kind of is chewing up one as she's talking to you as well. And she just kind of tucks it, like she's busy, so she kind of tucks the disc kind of like half eaten behind her ear, and just kind of stays there. She's busy. Oh. Well,
Hey, Patas, when does the museum open? Do you know?
to the public?
Yeah. Well, people keep
Uh,
asking us that. I mean, I'm going there to see someone. I'm like not going there to browse the whatever they have. Like, could I
Very
just
well.
go there and talk to someone? Just whenever?
Do you have
If they're there, I guess.
introductions already made, or are you trying to find someone there?
We have a decent way in.
Okay. Technically, it
Is it-
never closes.
Okay.
There's always people there working, researchers,
Good to know.
guards, etc. But typical hours are from sunup to sundown.
Hey, what time is it? I don't even have any idea down here.
It would be
So
a
basically,
bit
is it sun
past
up?
8 o'clock.
Okay, so
Yes.
sun's up now. Oh, gotcha.
Yes. Yes.
Thanks.
Your Karos was up earlier, but I believe he let y'all sleep in for a while.
Okay.
Oh,
He strikes me as a type that's a early riser.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
He does micro naps throughout the day, just to stay fresh.
I
22
hear
hours a day.
what is it?
Cat,
The
cat
9-minute
naps.
power nap or whatever. Heard
Yeah.
of this?
power is
Just
the important part.
the important thing is not getting deep into the sleep cycle. It's just a chance to let your brain refresh quick, your whole body, give it a quick little charge up. You don't want to. You still need a good night's sleep, but can do wonders for a rough day.
Understood. Good. I will have to try to incorporate those into my day because sometimes it is very slow down here. But that being said, until I see you again,
Yeah. Thank you.
have fun at the museum.
Yeah.
But be excited.
Oh no,
One
it's
of
just
these days.
it's not my kind of thing. I'm just going there. We made a promise to somebody to go visit somebody. Is all. That's all.
Don't worry about them. They're not morning people.
Not really.
People are very few people are.
Davis, should we ask her about more of a permanent place for staying since we're going to be in town for a while? Maybe she knows of a place we can rent.
I think you heard the man, right?
You want to rent a place?
Like maybe for more than a couple days at a time, like maybe weeks or months.
Interesting. Um,
And that fellow with the pocket dimension didn't let us sleep on his floors.
Cause wait, no, Thriston's in a week, right? I think
today would be
ninth. It
the
would be the
9th?
ninth now. I think it's on the 15th. Is it?
No. Let's see, because I think if this worked correctly, I added those days to the calendar, so they actually show up. All right, jumping to the calendar. Whee, calendar.
Oh, it's the
Yeet.
22nd.
Yes.
According to my
For a
thing.
second.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you got
Yeah,
it.
for a second. Eh?
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I think we're probably gonna be here at least 2 weeks, and maybe even more than that. So, cause we're gonna at least hopefully stay in town, cause Thurston should be pretty lively, yeah.
A lot of the whack jobs come out. Yeah. People say like a full moon does this to somebody. Try having two. She rolls her eyes.
Hmm.
But very well. Let me ask uh some people that have affiliation with the league. Perhaps they'll be able to put up a few rooms or a place for you at a time for you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and obviously might be a big ask because got 6 of us, but
Yeah.
we
Well, you're
can
willing
be.
to pay, so
Yeah, if we're definitely willing to pay. And even if it's something not quite built for us, we can make do. Right.
absolutely. Sounds good to me.
Appreciate it.
See you back this evening then, I take it. So I'll try to get that information for you.
Awesome. Thank you so very much.
Yeah. All right. So food had uh the day is before you, heading out of Bucking Mats.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So heading out of Bucking Mats, you turn into the Pedal District. It is the ever market for a reason. It never closes. There's always stuff being traded and sold and bartered for. The different smells of uh, toasted nuts, walnuts, different types of breads being made, mixed with the different scents of fabrics and spices and uh, people, a culture. All of that hits your senses. as you head out, walking back towards the caravan straits, so that you can enter the Lyceum district, passing up tabards, passing up different individuals. You start to see, the more of the people that you came to uh, associate with this section. There are people on the sides of the streets, be it in a small cafe or whatnot, reading some sort of book. There's a pair of people playing some instruments as they kind of have a side of the road to themselves, kind of doing street entertainment, though nice and soothing melodies. And you do see some individuals dressed in various colored robes heading in the direction of the colleges.
I'll drop a silver in any street performer's little case or whatever. If you want to
All
just
right,
tell me how
roll.
many silver that is.
Yeah, roll me 2d6.
Alright, we'll do it in here. Alright, 5 silver.
5 silvers it is. 5 different groups of performers.
Yep.
Mm.
And I'll
first-
like just look at him and be like, "You're doing great. Keep it up." Just encouraging each one of them.
much appreciated. And one of them, a fuzzy individual, shifter background, looks at you and says, "Love the do, man. Keep it up. It's very you." Um, as you guys are kind of walking by, it's a very blue sky, clear day. Very few clouds in the sky. There's some little city pigeons and that kind of flying up above from rooftop to rooftop. Uh, it's a very nice day. It's a really nice day. You see in the Lyceum district some of the greeneries and plants falling up the sides of the buildings. You see some of where there is actual space made so the trees can grow. It's a nice section. They do approach where on the right hand side would be the colleges, and then that where you go to the right to the colleges, you can go a little bit further, and to the left would be the museums. So, leaving the College of Fascinations to the back of you, you head towards the museums. And while heading towards the museums, Al and Rock, faintest whiff of that little sparky metal smell once again.
Wide-eyed look over at Rock.
Don't do it.
And Gal, did you smelled that, right? You're looking at.
You smelled
Guys,
that?
I smelled it
You smelled that
again.
too? Okay. No scenes. Just take note of where we are, where we were last time.
Oh, and I know. Let's just for funsies, because
Al's kind of bracing himself.
can I activate the feat that allows me to do all 3 things with my third eye?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since you've done that. So yeah, it's definitely recharged.
Okay, I'm gonna do that, and I'm just gonna look around for anything in another, invisible things or in the other realm that could be
Yeah.
following us, around us, causing it.
Remind me if we see any physical changes with you when you use that.
Yes.
A physical third eye opens, I believe.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it was
Well, not
okay.
an actual physical third eye,
Oh, it's
but
like an arcane.
the arcane version of a
Okay,
third
okay.
eye.
Okay, it's fancy, not disgusting. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And it radiates that energy the color of energy that you associate with rock. So I think with him, what is it like normally, like blues, like sea blues,
Aquamarine?
aquamarines, and stuff like
Yeah.
that?
Tropical or Pacific?
Yeah.
Like the
His
you saw
Baja.
on my roof when I have my camera on, that would be
Yes.
my.
Yeah. So.
Nice.
So the third, I gotta remember. So it's the invisibility. It's see into the ethereal. It's dark vision.
I think that's it, right?
And it's the invisible, which I
Okay,
always
yeah.
have on.
Yeah, you almost by default it's the invisible things. No, nothing.
Oh, gosh, it's always Just such a
What do you-
gives me a headache.
What do you see with your fancy eye, Rock? Tell me.
I mean, nothing. Nothing's
special
changed. There's
eyes.
nothing visible.
I had to refrain. Yeah.
There's nothing. There's nothing ethereal. I don't. But it's.
Does it let you see through illusions? I forget.
Doesn't seem
I can
to.
tell them
But he
again.
can read any language.
Oh.
No, I'm just trying to remember. It doesn't. Yeah.
No, nothing with illusions.
Okay, I gotcha. I was. Oh yeah, because it's see invisibility, not through sight. That's what it was. Okay, got it. That's why I wanted to make sure I clarified it. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
so Rock, as you kind of open it, and it takes an action, so it takes like a moment of you to focus, and all of you see the arcane eye in his forehead. So mark it off that you somewhere. Make a note that you marked it, and now you can't use your third eye for 7 days.
Oh, good. It gives me a headache every time.
Yeah, you overcharged it.
I just realized in my spell book, I have. Oh, but what's the range on? The range on it isn't very good. But I have it so I can just cast it. Not normally. Do I normally ritual it? Not, I can't even ritual that one. I think I can. I'm just gonna cast a detect magic.
Okay.
Uh,
30
for one
feet
level.
around you, kind of looking to mark up the spell slot. I mean, you guys glow like crazy.
Does my
Some of
hair
the
glow?
no, not really.
Okay.
Like
Magic. It's magical to me.
It is.
yeah. You'll see that there's a few individuals that like there's like a little tinge of magic. It might be like they have a magic talisman on their person, or like a magic earring, or magic quill, but nothing that is like magic.
Uh,
Yeah.
can I quietly and discreetly jump onto the roof of a building?
Give me a stealth check at disadvantage because you are jumping on a roof of a building.
That's a tough one.
Well, the first dice was a 17, and the second dice was a 10. So, 10.
Okay.
Okay. For a moment there, the process of jumping onto the roof, no one noticed. And you're kind of able to look
Can I
around.
use?
Mhm.
Probably too late now. I was gonna use one of noises. When he lands to absorb that sound. Can I do that?
Sure,
Please
I'll
sound.
allow that. So
Okay. Just
it
try to
gives
muffle
you,
it a little bit.
yeah. So Rock, the process of getting up there, no one seems to notice.
Okay.
But now I'm standing on a roof and I'm pretty big.
But now that you're standing on a roof and kind of you're casting a shadow, and people kind of look and they, oh, but they don't know what you're doing. So maybe you're working on the roof. Maybe you're doing something else. They don't know that. They don't know how you got up there. So a couple people look
I'm
up.
going to glance around and then realize that jumping on a roof was really not a great idea since the range on detect magic is 30 feet. Is there anything in 30 feet that catches my eye?
We do.
Yeah, your friends do.
Smile
All
and wave at him.
right, Al. Remember, you have one charge of your wand, or however it works. I have to look over that item again.
Yep,
And
yep,
it would
that's
be
right.
the sound. The sound would be like a thud, right? Like a landing thud.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, Rock. Honestly, nothing really catches you. There's nothing magical on this roof.
Stupid
There's
spell and stupid short range. There's something weird going on here, and I will figure it out.
So I like how you have your glowing arcane eye, and now your regular eyes are also glowing.
I shall find the thing that smells. It's my new
With
mission.
my eyes.
All your special eyes.
No.
Yeah. All right. I just.
Well,
What's the? Yeah. I just jumped down.
okay. And as you kind of jump down, there's a couple people that like freak out for a moment. They start to like rush over, like instinctively, like getting ready to help someone that fell from a roof, but you land on your feet, and they're like, look at you. And then one guy's a street performer.
I'll do it. I will start a
Yeah.
clap. Woo!
Just just practicing for a show later on, guys. Thanks.
Good
That
landing.
I'll
was,
catch you at the place where the shows happen.
Wow.
you are like the most spry dude I've ever seen. That was very cool.
Yeah, thanks. Tell your friends. No, don't tell your friends. Keep it a secret. We want to start small. We want to catch people by surprise.
I like it. It's a good approach. Word of mouth kind of thing, but no word of mouth from me. I get you. I get you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
cool,
yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah. First one's gonna be a big. Yeah, cool. But
Cool.
This
you'll
guy's
see us
got it.
again,
He knows what's
I'm
up.
sure.
All right. So yeah, but like I said, the as quick as you smell that scent of sparked metal, it kind of fades.
Um, can I ask where were we in town? Were we basically in the same hall,
You're,
alley both times smelling that?
no, I'll show you. Let me kind of. Oh yeah, that's the reason because I was actually in the D&D stream, not the actual roll 20.
No, click on that.
Map,
That'll
map,
work.
map, map.
Yeah. So okay, so like where you smelt it is basically like the corner of the Evermarket, right?
Oh,
If you can see where I'm pinging, because Tabbards is like right here. It's this little building on top of this long street. So that's Tabbards. This whole empty section is the Evermarket. So just imagine it like just sprawling maze of just tents and carts and all that. Bucking Mads is probably somewhere down here. And you guys are on the caravan straight heading up. This is the college. Somewhere in here is the museums. You smelt it essentially here, and then now you smelt it around here. So it's on the same street.
well, it's a big street. Okay,
It's a
okay.
huge street. Like keep in mind,
Huge.
okay, size compared. I think I have notes for this because I have to always remind you guys just how big Whitlaw is. Do 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 do
It's the
do. Right
Westheimer
over.
of Whitlaw.
Yeah. Um,
Cause it's got room for cars
travel.
and stuff too, right?
Yeah. So these are it's specific. This road is specifically so
4
the
cars wide.
Mason. Yeah, well, yeah. God damn it! I wasn't expecting that. Is it travel? Distances. West Green, Green Hill, Deep Root,
I remember
Caravan.
somewhere where we went. It took us an hour to get there from somewhere
Yeah,
else.
I'm trying to remember. Lord, I had it somewhere saved. I'll find it, but it will take you like from let's say north to south or south east to west. It'll take you more than 4 hours because of like congestion, like people in the way to travel. So
Yeah.
this whole strait, while not super busy, it still probably took you the better part of 45 minutes to get to from Bucking Mads to the colleges. It's not a small city. And it would take you exponentially longer if you were trying to, navigate and weave through the alleys and little roads. So, but yeah, so Al, for your reference, the corner of the Caravan Straits
Mhm.
and a little bit past the entryways to the College of Fascinations.
Okay.
I really want to find a thing, but go ahead, y'all talk. I'm gonna try to find a little thing.
Hey, Rock, maybe I don't know how often we're gonna. I didn't think we'd have that experience twice. Maybe next time we're hiking down the road, you could do that thing where we can think to each other
Yeah.
and keep a little distance apart and just see if we can cover a little wider area. Try to triangulate that shit a little better. I don't know. There's something going on, and Al's gonna kind of look off in a distance, and he's gonna start patting himself to make sure all this shit is still on him. But he's not gonna touch where his wallet is. He knows that much.
Understood.
Yeah, I agree. That's something worth looking into. Um, Sedge, don't you have? What do you? What is?
Do you have a
Like I
truck?
noticed you're very perceptive on certain things. Is it not smell? Is it hearing?
It is smelled.
How are you not smelling this then?
Oh,
You have a
no,
better passive perception, and I have
no,
just advantage.
no,
Of
no, no,
course, of
that's my
course.
bad. Okay, no,
Technically, you
that
would
is
have.
me. That's messing.
Oh,
That's me messing up. So keep in mind, a. I wish I would break it down because I like moused over your perception, but it doesn't break it down into what it is.
Yeah, you have to
I need
click
to
on
look at
it.
your. Yeah, this is my bad. So yes, instead of that makes sense that you sniffed it
it's
the
not
second
your
time.
bad. It's my nose.
Yeah, yeah. So
Detachable trunk.
advantage on a check when it comes to passive is a +5. Disadvantage on a check is a -5. So you have a passive perception when it comes to smelling of 24, which is above 20.
Oh,
So you would have smelt it as well.
Better than me.
So yeah, my apologies.
Well,
My
okay. So
apologies.
Sedge, we are now
Yeah.
saying Sedge does smell it.
Yes, and that's just because his sheet says 19, and I forget that it doesn't actually give me a breakdown. So that's my bad.
let's just say that I smelt it this time.
Yes,
Is,
because you
Yeah.
smelt
that
it.
is that is that what you were talking about earlier?
So you
Yeah,
guys,
Well,
uh,
yesterday.
but
yeah.
I only got like one whiff again. Were you able to find any more than that?
I mean, you guys
Should
haven't
have
told me what
gone.
you're doing. Like, Rock went up to look, but like, what are you looking for? What are you know, like,
How do we trace this thing?
Sedge, can
Guys,
you do like the toucan says and follow your nose?
I'm gonna gesture to Davis. No, the smell. We need to find the smell. Where is it coming from?
I'm
It's long term. Long term, we'll figure
not
it out.
sure I smell it anymore.
yeah, basically, yeah, what Sedge says is like, as quickly as you smell it, it's like a moves very quickly, or it dissipates very quickly, or something. Like you smell it, and
It's
then
like the wind just blew it away.
Do we have
So
a map of
fast.
the city on us?
doubt it.
uh, on no, you never made an effort to go collect a map of the city.
We should get a map of the city, guys, and then
Yep.
anywhere that we smell it, we should mark down where we were.
Okay. We can add that to our list. But can we continue?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna find it. I can just catch a whiff
Uh,
now and then.
To help
that's
you,
really
I can
that's really
do
weird.
smell and smell.
I mean, I'm not
There.
gonna lie. I'm probably not gonna
Nice.
mark down every time I smell burning.
Yeah, but for
Then
Al,
I'll hold the map then.
you don't technically have a map, but Al, that's 2 points, so it's not difficult for you to recall.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Okay. Yeah, walk on.
All right. So venturing forward, you do start to see some more like elaborate arches and decorative pieces. You see some various kind of statues placed out amongst the walls and the walkways that seem to be indicating that you are leading up to the museum district.
I
I want.
will reach into my pack, pull out the letter with Hadriel's seal, shove it into Al's hand. I'd be like, "These are your people. I'll let you do the talking. Just remember, we said to Hadriel we would give this to Headmaster. He said Butcher, but it sounds like that's maybe a little too familiar. It was Yorn, I think.
Right.
So
Yorn was his surname. Okay, okay.
I'm turning it over to you.
All right.
And
I was gonna.
just from my notes, I'll say it says when you meet with them, express what you have seen in the storm.
1 second, guys.
Cool, cool. You'll see Al like fix his collar and like crack his neck.
Does his
Yes.
appearance change at all? Mm?
Say it one more time.
His he's slightly better groomed all of a sudden.
Did you minor illusion yourself, or not minor illusion, but
This guy's
Just
selfish.
this
yeah.
guy's off? Okay.
Just to
Give
be
me
a
one.
cleaner version of Al.
Nice.
Instant
I'm just
hygiene.
trying to find the descriptor. Give me 1 second.
Mhm.
What a library serves the place of learning, education.
Butcher Yorn. The letter is from Hadriel.
Correct.
Yep.
Who was on his way to Carver from Whitlaw.
Hadriel, who is, in case you don't have it, he's the curator of the supernatural from the Hall of Marvels and Curiosities.
And that was at the college, not the museum, right?
Yep,
Okay.
he's a college professor.
You know
College.
Curator of the
That's
Supernatural
still-
Hall of.
Curator. He's the curator of
The Supernatural.
sorry, of the supernatural,
Mhm.
and
And
he
the
works
Hall of.
at the halls of marvels and curiosities.
Nice.
Marvels and DCs. Got it.
Easy. Says you were saying?
something about that smell.
I know, right? I
I'm
know,
not-
right? Al breaks. Like he was getting all spiffy, and then he's like, "What's that smell, though?"
Pulling his
Well,
hair
I
out,
mean,
like, God, what's that smell?
Gotcha.
It doesn't belong in the
Davis,
city.
listen, that smell, like iron. It smells like striked iron. You know what else smells like iron?
Mm-hmm.
Blood. That's right.
Do you think it was burning blood?
I don't know. I didn't see
Uh-oh.
anything.
I don't
Not
know.
me.
There's
Whatever
just
it's-
something about it, you know?
Whatever's going, it's ominous. It's spooky. I don't like it. I want to get to the bottom of that. But
What if we
soon,
just turn the corner and there's like a forge there, you know?
if that's it, I'm gonna be pissed. But we'll find out.
Yeah, me too.
So as you guys are approaching, you see, um, the Lyceum district tends to be a slightly different color than the rest. Like the buildings here they tend to be more like on the white stone uh, gradient than like the grays and the browns that are throughout the rest of most the Whitlaw. And as you're approaching with the various different types of carved statues, mostly of individuals, though there is some abstract art as well approaching, you start to see the museum itself, and you see that its proper name on some signage is the Alabaster Repository. It is it is a unique structure, as it is a building that looks like a grand polished marble cube that is standing about itself with a open space and yardage around it. Um, there are different various like structures on the outside of different like maybe statues and uh, little gardens and all that. But the main building that you see is the cube known as the Alabaster Repository. It is uh, from the looks of it, it is a very well set in building. It does not look like it has many, I guess, from a tactical or analytical perspective, it doesn't look like there's too many entrances to get into it. Uh, and it just looks like it's well maintained, well cleaned, well kept up on the building. Uh, there is also something that would catch Dregnar's eyes within the area, almost like a court over. There is another structure that, rather than being like a cube, it reminds you kind of like almost like monastery-like courtyard structures uh, that are sharing the same area as the Alabaster Repository. But as you are able to approach, you do see that there are different individuals already heading into the Alabaster Repository, aka the library and the museum. Various ages, but you are able to continue forward.
I guess we show ourselves in until somebody stops us, at least.
Public entrance,
Onwards.
from what you can tell. Yeah.
Um,
So as you,
real,
yeah,
real
go ahead.
quick. You described it as a grand marbled cube. CUBE.
Essentially, yeah,
Okay,
CUBE.
okay.
Like it is
I was
a.
hearing hue, and I was like, what does that mean?
I heard like
Oh
a
no no no
fugue. I was like, a fugue? What?
no no a
That's
cube. I'm
dope.
Yeah,
sorry.
cube. I got it.
Yeah yeah. So
Nice.
to give you the landmark description, and this is not, this is DM to players, a grand cube building of polished white marble. This well-fortified library serves as a place of learning, the library, and vault for antiquities. Education is organized by, this is for you guys to figure out, who also serve as the reserve's protectors. Relics from across the world are on display in the public museum and on rotation from the various vaults within. The library is divided into the common and the archives, which requires coin to enter and an assigned escort to study. The building across the way is simply known as the Alabastras, a monastery-like courtyard structure associated with the Alabaster Repository, organized and run by insert blank.
I see.
I would
Okay.
say that for Al and Davis, based on your previous ventures into, I want to make sure I'm not lying to you. Yes, based on your previous ventures into here, when you guys got lost looking for the Rhapsody Halls, you did cross this building before, or these two buildings.
From the
Never
outside.
ventured
Jeez,
in.
this place just
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's beautiful.
Sure.
A place of learning. My kind of place.
It's fantastic architecture around here. Good stuff inside and out. Ah,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I heard artifacts from like a world over find their way here.
Hmm.
As you're
Oh.
kind of heading in and approaching, Serge, as you say this, one of the individuals in, how do I want to explain it? It's like is it not a swarm? What is it? A swarm? Is that the type of? Give me a second. I'm literally losing the name of it.
Were you saying shawarma?
No.
What were you saying?
Is it a shari? Is that what it is? Let me look it up real quick. It's an Indian suit. I can't remember what it is.
Not a sorry.
It's the image.
That's
That's the it's the
yeah.
female version. What's the
Okay.
male version of a sari?
I don't know.
My brain is like cannot think of what it's called, and I know it. It's really bugging me.
Doti?
Adulty?
Doti. D-H-O-T-I.
Dohti.
D-H-O-T-I.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, yeah. Adulty. Thank you. Yeah. So, as you approach, there's an individual in white, but almost so marbled, style dhoti, but asymmetrical, where the right-hand side is longer and more jagged, and the left side is shorter and a little bit more smooth in design. Overhears says saying that there are many, things from across the world, and he's like, "Oh, yes, that would be absolutely correct. And may I say, welcome to the Alabaster Repository. Uh, Please help yourselves. If you wish to have any insight or a guided tour, allow us to know. We can also have that arranged for you. But the public museums are open to the public. So please
Oh,
enjoy.
I
Thank you.
think
Thank you.
we're here to see somebody. Am I? Yeah.
No, that's right.
No?
We sorry, you are
Oh,
correct.
Uh,
Yes, yeah, we actually would have some business with Headmaster Yord. Would you be able to
uh,
direct us towards him? Now,
Headmaster Yorn would be in the colleges. This is the museum. Unless if he is here, let me ask. Perhaps he is here on visit tonight. I'm not aware.
thank you, thank you.
The individual kind of steps out, goes like you see he kind of goes. There's your classic info kiosk kind of booth area where there's multiple of people sitting there ready to answer some questions or help navigate or give brochures and all that. But as they approach, they kind of nod, and the individual kind of comes back and says, Headmaster Yorn is due to arrive as he is assisting with some of the, overseeing some of the most recent additions to our collection. May I ask who sent you?
Yes, yes. We've recently come in contact with Hadriel. We're in discussions over some phenomena over in Carver. Um, some storm clouds per se.
The lingering storm. Yes.
Yes.
Well, we were not made aware that anyone would be seeking out Headmaster Yorn, but
Apologies, it is kind of abrupt, and I'll pull the letter out, just kind of show the seal at least. Yeah, we've just kind of been traveling, making our way over here over the last week or so.
understood, understood. Well, unfortunately, he is not in yet. He will be within due time. Uh, if you wish to wait here, you may. If you wish to peruse the museums, you may.
If
But
you
Oh,
if you think
can
it'll be
we?
more than if you think it'll be more than say 20 minutes, I think some fascinating stuff we can check out here.
help yourselves. Public section is open to all. If you wish, I will keep an eye out for you once I get word that Yorn has arrived. The headmaster, excuse me.
Thank you. And we'll be sure we'll drop by every hour or so. I'm not sure how long you might be out, but just to touch base.
Very well.
Thank you.
Okay. So, as you guys uh, step into the larger spaces that are open, there is a wide collection of various trinkets and oddities and statues and fossilized uh, bone. It is a collection, a who's who's collection of everything from everywhere. There's uh, a throne that was once carved from a mighty tree that was struck by lightning, and you can see the crack through the tree that made the throne. But they did that from an emperor all the way up in Alastovera. There is a skeletal collection of creatures often mistaken for beasts, but are truly something else. You do see like an owl bear on display. You see like a displacer beast on display. Uh, uh, a golden maned lion and other things like that. Uh, so kind of a random collection of everything that you could imagine. Uh, is there anything like in particular that you would kind of want to see or kind of hope to see?
Uh, in the first 10 minutes, I would be, especially with the BCB reading all the little, what the little words,
Like placards.
show, placards, thank you. Um, but after maybe 10 minutes or so, we'd kind of start paying attention to Davis, see if he's bored out of his mind or anything.
Okay.
5 minute
Okay.
rule.
At that point, think about it, and you tap him on the shoulder, lead him to a tour guide, and ask, "Do y'all have anything with like any weapons or armor on display, anything like that?"
Oh, absolutely. Please, all these individuals are in your party. Please
Yes,
follow me.
yes.
Okay, and
Oh,
he'll take you to and basically an uh, armories of old, and you
I'll
will
give
see.
I'll give Davis a shrug of like, I hope this is gonna be interesting. Let's find out.
We'll see.
So yeah, here you will see various like I want to say mannequins, but they're like not like the plastic kind of mannequins that we kind of think of, but like things that are set up to represent individuals in different uniforms, different armors, weapons, different combat styles, and it's just kind of traveling, discussing various conflicts and wars. A large portion it is obviously dominated by relics, artifacts, armories from the time of the Black War, because it did span over 1,000 years. So it's pretty hard to like not include this in the histories. Um, and as Davis is starting to kind of lose some interest, there's also a portion where you enter into another room, and the walls are decored in a way to represent like the seascape and the waters and the seas, and there's even like the front half of a fairly large, probably maybe it would have been 80 feet in length if it was the full ship, a ship, uh, like the front of it, and there's various little uh, mariner
Question:
weaponries, armors, stuff like that. Yeah.
if there's
Oh, I didn't.
any, so if this is like, not to go into this little tiny rabbit hole too much, but if there's any like maps of like conflicts and stuff like that, that's what he would be drawn to. Like
Sure. Why not?
just
It's
like
use your
anything,
imagination.
yeah. So especially like places he's only somewhat familiar with, but like knows kind of where in the world they are, but like doesn't know much about them, but can like learn more about them there. Then that's what he'll go look up.
Yeah. So
So especially if there's like Mizya or like some of the other stuff that we've heard about, but don't, from other people in our party, but I don't really know that much about.
okay.
Ushabti, if like there's Ushabti, but I kind of would not expect that here.
I mean, there is some. There not necessarily in this place. There you would find a. I'll actually I'll allow it. You'll find that there are two um I guess you would say like figurines, like figures, displaying two very starkly different uh attires in the military sense. One is adorned in um, flowing, like white. It looks like white gold, light link armors, um, some like silken shawls and sashes kind of throughout the armor. They wield a pearl tip, like that ends in at the end has a pearl and almost like a silver curved dagger in one hand, and then the other they're holding a uh, a reliquary of some sort that is like that has a portion hanging. They the accents and the features of it represent kind of like the sun and have given off like a warm vibrancy. And to the contrast of it, standing next to it, it's kind of like yin and yang. You see another individual in darker, studded like leathers that have metal plating kind of strapped to it, and each one of the metal plates, rather than being like a rectangle or square, they're sickled to represent like half moon shapes, and they kind of go intertwined and interlinked. Uh, the individual is wielding a um, a short spear, so not a full spear, but one that actually is kind of broke smaller. And in the other arm, they have rather than uh, but they have like a glove, but then the glove itself has the hand encased in like a three-pronged kris, kind of like a what do you like a scissor hand kind of thing. The helmet uh, is attached with this one, where the other one had like a circlet. This has like a full helmet, and it has like bony ridges traveling down the back with a upward facing moon crescent, so like the points voice upwards from the lands of Ushapti.
Cool. Thanks.
Hmm? This
From wow, that's from where I'm from.
Fancy armor. Holy crap.
Is
says
it
you
the
would
same
instant.
type of armor that like my brother wore?
Yeah, it's very similar. So you would recognize it as where the Solar Knights for the worshippers of Thuria, and then the antithesis, which I don't remember that deity's name or if you provided it with me, but
I
essentially
don't remember.
worshippers of the moon.
The Moon Knights, as one might say.
Hmm.
Yes. But
Where'd
So
do we
that's
still have
why
that guide with us?
no. They just
deposited
sent
us.
you were in the public. Yeah, you're in the public portion.
Here's your sword and shit. Good luck.
I'm obviously oogling the armor
Yep.
in public.
And it is probably sized for an individual of Luxodon origins in heritage. It's big.
I'll just stare straight up.
I'll turn to Al and be like, it's not really my style, but I think it's gorgeous. You know?
No, it's beautiful. It's so ornate, but it still looks like it would be really, yeah, it looks like it'd be really sound and really
I feel
effective.
like I feel like if I wore it, I would never move again.
Yeah, it's
Al, one thing you point out, Al, because you're looking at the placards, these pieces have seen combat.
oh no, this is the real deal. But compared to what you normally wear to battle, yeah, this would be a lot more restricting. I can see that.
You ever just wear armor that's like too heavy?
Once, yeah, not a good time.
What a question.
Yeah.
I feel like I couldn't turn my neck. It was just a bad time.
Especially to Al, who's in like plate armor.
yeah.
He'll actually, he's wearing scale mail. Actually,
Oh, scale
ruffle
mail,
him
okay.
when you say that.
Speaking of armors, hey, Mr. Davis, sir,
Uh-huh.
toss you over the ring. Catch.
Okay, what's this?
I highly suggest
Yak, the yak ring. What does it do?
that you attune to that.
What is it?
I promise that you will enjoy its effect, but I would rather discover it after you put it on. I promise it's nothing bad, nothing will hurt you. It will actually make you probably really happy because it's almost like a matching set for something else you can do.
I look at Davis with suspicion.
Yeah, insight check.
Go for it. I mean,
15.
up to you. What do you? I
I'm
would say
just, I was
15.
like, is he trying to like play a prank on me? I guess is it like I know it's not gonna hurt me, but is it gonna like embarrass me or do something silly or you know?
Emotional damage.
Nope, full honesty.
I mean, okay, later I guess. Like not right now.
We have to take time with it, but just figure.
I mean, I'd rather you
might
just
be used for
told
it.
me, but you like this is. You think I'll like it?
I
Like
think
like
so.
okay.
I think that it will be useful, and I mean, I put it on yesterday and I didn't die or anything, so like I said, it's not gonna.
You attuned to it.
I did, yeah, and I know
Wow.
what it is.
Okay.
Quickest way to get an answer, I guess. Yeah.
Will be useful to you.
Well,
Might even have a bonus.
Brock,
I'm not sure.
I'm
You
gonna
tell me.
level with you. Would it insult you if I just had Alan identify this?
I was never really good at that actually.
Yeah, I'm kind
Or
of
anybody? Could any of you like just? Well, you probably already know.
I do know what it is. That's why I threw it at
You're
you.
just not gonna tell me. Okay.
Just
I'll
Uh,
double
I'm
up
gonna
on the
put it away
insight
for
check.
now. I'm gonna put it away for now. You might have to remind me about it later.
okay.
Hey, it sounds like at least 24 hours you'll survive.
Unrelated question. When you're wearing armor, you always have stuff on underneath, right?
It goes with the words.
No,
Yes.
I'm not literally in game asking Davis.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Okay, then there's zero chance of embarrassment.
what?
I'm gonna give Davis the same suspicious look I gave him a minute
You know,
ago.
it just
Like that.
like, and I'll like literally just like brush my hand along as like this. I just got this armor from Tabard. What does this have to do with armor? Is this?
It's just.
I mean,
No.
okay.
You know what? I uh, Manana. No, not Manana. 1 second.
Oh,
What?
it's
Malala.
Malala. Yeah, good job.
Oh,
Malala.
okay.
Okay, fair. You got it. I mean, true to the word. Do you want to? I mean, I could go now.
Oh no! It's not like there's a rush for
Okay.
it or anything.
Okay.
I think you will probably find it useful, especially with some other stuff you
Okay.
can do. You'll be like, look at all the
You
things I
know,
can do. But
I will go
you know,
with.
maybe you'll use it once and be like,
We'll go
we'll
with
see.
it. Thank you. I think, but we'll see. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I'll just put strange ring in my inventory right now, even though I vaguely know what it is. Like as a player,
You
obviously.
can put like, yeah,
I'll
whatever,
just put
a
rocks.
ring of armor
Yeah,
storing
yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, I'll have to make the details on it.
Got it.
I'm a lean over Davis whisper. It's gonna turn into a yak. Just be ready for it.
I don't think it will.
I wonder if the arm is magic.
We'll see.
Which one? The one in front of you? Or the one that?
Yeah, the one I got from Tabard.
Oh,
I don't even remember. What
no,
did
the
Pepper
one
do?
with the sun on it.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I think.
in here? Would you think they would have magical stuff in here?
I mean, I bet if
I
you
honestly
could
don't
see
know.
magical items, half of these have to be magic, right?
I
All
was
these
gonna do an over the top gesture where he like wiggles his fingers in front of his eyes and then cast detect magic.
Ooh.
The armors are magical. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh wow, it is magic. I want to look at the boat. Is
You
it
want to look at the boat?
mundane?
There is something magical on the boat. Yes.
There's something about that boat. First off, how'd they get it in here?
It's part of the
I,
boat, but yes, and yes,
I
it does
didn't
resemble
see a
magic.
door big enough. What's going on? Second, there's something magical there.
And then as you're starting to look at different bits and pieces, there's just little pings of magic kind of throughout the museum. Though not like it's not absurd magic, right? It's
Mhm.
basic incantation, little bit of bolstering magics here and there. But yeah, there's a lot of magic
I'll
stuff in here.
I'll share that at the party, and I'll keep trying to correlate like, oh, the sun emblem is glowing magical, and then I'll look at the placard and try and find some kind of correlation. But I'm guessing most of the time there isn't, and I'm just like,
Flavor text would say that um, during during the brightest days, it was as if the armor would blind those that seek to strike them, the bearer.
Or blinds people. That sounds effective in combat, actually. As long as the enemy has eyes. This is some good stuff. It's an artifact, I'm sure. There's no way to.
That's
Wait,
amazing.
it's really cool.
Yep, yep. After some more discussions and kind of perusing around, you do hear some light footsteps behind you. Um, uh, Mr. Allegretto,
Oh, yes. Hello.
the headmaster is in, though he does wish to state that he is extremely busy and was asking, what was your business?
Is it the same dude or different guy from earlier?
Same guy.
Okay. It was to discuss the storm. I've been spending my time in Carver, so I'm not the lead investigator, researcher, but I've been very heavy in the efforts. When I did meet some people from the college, namely Hadriel, um, I had quite a bit more information than the college seemed to have. I wanted to share that and see if there's anything else they could help, you know, solve this abomination, wipe it off the face of the planet.
Fascinating. I
Because it is, I do want to preface, it is impending doom at the end of the day. It is inching and it is destructive, and in time, it will cause destruction. So I want to deal with that before that happens.
yes, and okay, so real quick, Al, because I'm trying to remember
Mhm.
items that happened. You have a letter.
Yes.
yeah, the sealed
I don't
letter
know
You
what
from
it
Hadriel.
give
says. It's
him
sealed,
the
thank
letter.
you.
I saw the seal, but you didn't give anyone the letter.
I just flashed at the guy to show the seal.
Yeah, the seal. Okay. And okay, that's what I was saying. Like, very well. I do, again, with respect, I do understand, and I did mention that you had a sealed from Hadriel, but Headmaster Yorn did say that that would be something to discuss over at the colleges, as his time is being consumed by a
Mm,
influx of items coming from the west.
I see that has been a lot of business lately. Yes, yes.
Killing.
What are you doing?
I'm waiting. It's killing me because, like, you know, thing. It's DM killing DM self.
I want to be respectful. Do you know, does he do appointments? How does it work
Does he have
with
office hours?
scholars? Yeah. Can I talk to him
Of,
today at the college? I feel like this is a
oh,
little somewhat
I,
urgent.
I, I can stress the urgency of it, but
Can
is there any other information you can provide me to Headmaster Yorn? Because otherwise, I must say, I believe he is quite inundated with work here, and I don't even know if he is standing time in the colleges right now.
can you also mention that we're the menagerie? And I'm also gonna flash him the green dragon scale.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Um,
Davis like silently fist pumps as soon as as soon as Al flashes the name. Like yes.
Gotcha. Very well.
we've been very direct with the storm per se. Um, we're looking for as many resources as we can gather to help address it.
Very well. Menagerie, and if that is what I think it is, hold on to that tightly.
Thank you for your time.
Yes. Uh, would it be too much to ask if I may show him the letter, perhaps, or
Could we follow and wait outside in the hall or something? Just be
I
close
can bring
by.
you closer? Yes, that's fine.
That'll do fine. Yes.
All right. So he takes you with the group traveling down. You are brought beyond the public sections into there's various hallways that have multiple uh, doors, each of which need to be opened and unlocked to get further. And um, they're not simple doors. They are pretty heavy doors. You're getting the sense like you're
Mm.
walking into a vault kind of thing.
The uh,
Uh,
the facility proper here is very serious. I like
well,
it. I
we have
appreciate this.
there are many things in here that we still do not completely understand. So
Oh, this is the back storage, the vault then. Oh.
this is the museum itself proper. Out there, we know what is out there.
Hmm.
Here it is, well, where the research happens and
Yes,
the
yes.
discoveries are made. So as you do, you enter through. Um, Headed down, the individual, as you do enter there, as he walks forward in front of you, you guys are kind of there. Two other individuals in similar garb, as you kind of pass through the last door, they come and they walk side by side with y'all as well. They nod, but they walk accompanying y'all. And as you get down there, uh, you do see that there is just an open space with various like easily to move tables and workbenches and that, and you see different crates that are pried open with various packaging materials like straws and hay pulled out loosely as the different items are being set out on tables being looked at, and the individual bows and says, please do not proceed any further, as you know, for your precaution, but I will interrupt Headmaster Yorn one more time.
Hey, what was your name, sir?
uh Odipius Chantan.
Okay, thank you. In
Great.
case
I
anybody
Sure.
comes by and asks what we're doing here, just
Oh, well, you
Mhm.
have my two colleagues alongside with you as well.
right. Just I don't think they
Perfect.
speak much, so sure.
Here's the
One
letter.
of
Thank you.
the one when you say that, Davis, one of them kind of looks at you, is like, funny guy. I like it.
Adam, I will try
Per-
to look at as many items as I possibly can using my enhanced vision now. Just trying to
Sure.
see what I can see.
Okay. You see a lot of clay work, pottery work, various types of designs, various states of completion. A lot of it is broken and smashed, but not like, where pieces are missing of it. You see some handheld like relics in the forms of different idols and different shapes, ranging from humanoid to animal to plant to like other type of sun symbols and stuff like that. You also see various parchments rolled out on uh, various parchments being rolled out with people looking over and reading them, but you can't make out what is being said read on them. Uh, you do see like a cloud of dust and such, as there is a lot of cleaning up and polishing being made, trying to you know unlock maybe some of the secrets within some of these items. Something that's stark. You do see a large portion of what looks at first to be, it's easily overlooked, but it is actually like a portion of a wall that was brought in, probably about 12 feet long by 8 or so feet high. That's in various states, of completion, where it's like broken and that. But there's also a lot of like glyphs and carvings on the side of it. There's a lot. There's just a lot going on here. Um, and as you kind of keep an eye also on Odepetus,
It's just
Odepetus
pronounced
instead of,
Oedipus. If
I
it's the
know, but I
same as the
want,
Greek. Oh, okay, you're trying to do it.
no, no,
I
no.
gotcha.
It's meant to be slightly different.
Got it.
Like I like the spelling, but I didn't want to steal the Greek one, right?
Got it.
So I could like technically,
Oedipus.
yeah,
Oedipus. Oh,
Bottle.
yeah.
yeah.
His name is Hippopotamus. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Thank you.
yeah, Odepetus.
Uh,
Um, I should change the spelling just to make it more obvious that it's like it should be like
Okay.
OHD. Yeah, I'll probably change the spelling like Odepetus. There we go. I'll change the spelling. EOHD Fitus. Yeah, there we go. You see him, and he approaches a individual that you see the back of the man, Dregnar, standing, probably around 6 foot tall or so, uh, shorter hair, mostly black on the top, but it does go very salt and pepper on the sides and in the back. Kept fairly short. He is wearing just a simple leaden shirt with sleeves kind of rolled up. He's got like some like straps and breeches on of different like of leather, just kind of keep some extra tools, and like his front accessories. Like they have little pockets in these guys' little tools, as well as like a belt around, leather leggings that go down to his boots. And he looks at the individual, and you kind of see that it turns over because you have the very keen eyes. His eyes have a yellow color to them, but he looks human. He looks like a man, with a very neatly trimmed, well kept black and little salt and pepper goatee and beard. And he looks at the individual, looks at the parchment, looks over at the group, looks at them, nods, puts the parchment in one of the pockets, reaches over on the table, grabs his coat, puts it over, walks up, starts walking towards you,
Oh,
nods
hello.
to you gentlemen. Yes, hello. Menagerie it was.
Yes, sir. You got the
Dire
note?
importance, you say? Yes, I got the note. Did you? I see Hadriel tried to do you a service, but you didn't quite catch on.
Oh, I don't know what you mean. Actually, hold on a second.
Headmaster.
Butcher is what he said.
Yes. Mr. Butcher?
Exactly.
Yeah.
This would
Sorry.
have made you have a direct route straight to me.
I was trying to be proper and sincere. It's the last time I do that. Well, until I start pulling out the.
That
Well,
there's a reason. Hadriel is very carefully spoken. He would not have told you to say butcher otherwise.
Yeah,
But
makes sense.
we discussed with one other person. They were like, "That's offensive. That's impolite."
It's
And
a
I'm
little
like,
too
"Oh, okay,
familiar.
okay." Yeah, and I
mm,
was like, "Oh, okay. I'm gonna be careful." No, no, sorry about that.
no, it's sorry that it wasn't clear. And the other two individuals look at him and they say, Master Yorn, may we depart? He nods his head. Yeah, so before you, you see Headmaster Butcher Yorn, uh, the most recent headmaster of the College of. Oh, whoa, that was weird.
And he
Gone.
disappears.
Deleted.
Yeah, I didn't even delete it. It just literally went back to the wrong layer somehow. I don't know what
Okay,
hotkey I
okay.
hit.
Okay, still alive.
Yeah. What the heck? Why isn't it not doing the zoom in thing?
Yeah, I was wondering. I thought you were gonna do it. There it
There
is.
you go.
He's got yellow
Yeah.
eyes.
Oh,
He's got specialized.
Yeah.
nice.
So, he's, of age. And so, but he's not an old and shaking headmaster. Uh, seems fit, seems well, you know, well in health. Seems like a very active researcher as Ragnar was observing him actively working. So, um, I would say I have time to discuss the storm, but I am also very busy. So, as I take it, Hadriel trusts you enough. You have my permissions to enter the back. Please try not to touch anything, and we may discuss while I work, if that is sufficient, because that is all I am able to offer at this time.
Fantastic, that'll do. I'm hoping we can at least set something up with this initial conversation. We don't have to have a 4-hour discussion on how to solve the storm. We just need resources and a path forward.
I'm sure if you say something of interest that strikes my undivided attention, I assure you you will have it. So, forgive me, I need to get back. So, come with me. Um, I am very sorry for any of you that are not interested in this, but this is the environment that you walked into. No.
No,
All
you're
right.
fine. I need to work to be I need to actively work to not be distracted from all this. Um, Side note, may we call you Butcher, or do you prefer another title?
You have been granted permission to call me Butcher.
Fantastic.
Just out of curiosity, why Butcher? Is that your first name?
It's my first name.
Oh,
It is
fantastic.
the name my parents gave me.
That is amazing,
It's pretty
Oh
I
metal.
must
yeah.
say.
They have
Very.
wildly different expectations for his line of work in the future.
Parents are real disappointed. You're a professor? Ugh.
The book nerd. Ah.
Headmaster. Yes. It is one of those things to deal with. Well, Headmaster Butcher comes off as strange. Headmaster Yorn, very well. Therefore, saying my actual name means that the individual has some trust associated with it. In fact, I don't actually think many of my colleagues actually know my first name is Butcher.
Except for those two guys now.
Yes, but they are trusted within, well, each
Ah,
department.
you meant like the college people. Got it.
Exactly.
Mhm. I'm still a fan of Headmaster Butcher. It's got a ring to it. Certain seriousness.
Well, so, and please, if we are not at the college, you may just call me Butcher. Headmaster is not necessary here. So,
Wonderful.
the storm. Do forgive me while I try to figure out what is going on with these tapestries, but please, what would you like to share?
Certainly. And if you need to repeat anything, just feel free to ask. I know multitasking is too much sometimes. Where to begin? Okay. Um, I'm actually gonna look at Davis first. Um, just flash to him the green dragon scale and kind of raise my eyebrow, like,
Yeah.
should we go?
Just shrug, like, why
Okay.
not?
Okay. Then I'll go and pull out the scale entirely. Um, so, um, strong start. Dragons do still exist, except for this one. Um, she does not exist any longer.
I love that. Well, at least one dragon did exist, and now it doesn't.
Maybe they're extinct now. I can't say for sure, but we do believe the dragon um, living in the mountains of Carver is the source of the storm. Um, hence the dragon face. Some people, us, see inside the storm. So she's got a cult going on.
Cult that I understand was most recently dismantled. I
Yes,
believe
yes.
actually one of the surviving members is to be on trial here in the city.
Yeah, Estra.
True. Yes, yes. Tangents. Is that publicly viewable? If I have time that day, I might visit, see the trial
Uh,
myself.
I would imagine that if it is being held in the Thorn Garden, that yes, it would be at least to some degree publicly viewable.
Thorn Garden. I'll make time. Okay, okay. But yes, yes. They had some. The cult kept trying to seek out the Dragon Master's wishes even after her death. We thought it was over by slaying a dragon of all things, but of course it proceeds. They have all kinds of rituals going on. Some daggers, ancient relics, I suppose. Um, lots of draconic energy, lots of cultists with draconic transformations, lots of abominations, lots of bad times. The storm itself, moving inch by inch. Our turtle friend here was able to subdue it. It was on a fast path to Whitlaw. What were you thinking? Probably a few days, maybe a week to get over to the city. But after his interjection, it's only moving a few inches per day. Working with the dryads and having a few months to study the thing from Carver, um, we're at least keeping it down to inches a day. But it feels inevitable, but I know it can't be stopped. We just need to keep hammering at it. And it's very good that we've gotten some scholars from the college down in Carver to observe it directly. I think that'll help speed up the process because I feel like at the beginning it was just me and my comrades of the menagerie.
Well, it is certainly something that is required. Um, However, I still. Do you have a connection to the reason the storm is a visage of a dragon, other than the cult was associated with it? Are you saying that the storm is alive?
We do believe so. Mostly hypothesis at this point. Um, when the dragon was slain, she kind of dissipated. Um, she had this insane ability to turn into. We thought it was turning into a gaseous form, a cloud, but it was just her surrounding herself with a mist. But it was still her. It was made out of her. Um, in her last moments, she made the cloud. We struck blindly into the mist, slayed her, and she was withered because she was partially free floating around herself, if that makes sense. You
That
know,
does not sound like anything intrinsically tied to its draconic heritage, though.
exactly. It's
Interesting.
there's a lot going on with this dragon apparently. Uh,
Do we still have the pieces that look like they were modified, or did we leave those with Tabard?
They're in our
No,
bag.
I don't think he would
Rock
accept
still has them
them.
in the bag.
They're in our new bag.
New bag. All right.
New bag.
Al will
All
lead
right.
in with like it was kind of there's some alien happenings with this dragon stuff that actually wait. Rock, do you still have the matter? Whatever we want to call it, the jar.
Yeah, there you go. Got jar. Produce jar.
Alva like take a second to grab. He's like, it's not like it never moves or anything, right? It's just some kind of
No,
internal goop.
just goo.
Not even goop. It's like I wouldn't say bony
Flesh?
structures, but it's like bony structures. Like it actually has like solid. And there is some flesh as well, like ligament tendon looking things and all that. But yeah, no, he's got a whole collection of random bits.
Okay, so it's not just one sample; it's a bunch of small samples. Okay,
Yeah, he's got
Yeah,
like
I took from. I remember I tried to cut out as much as I could.
gotcha. Okay, my bad.
so think of it almost like the best description that I would have like on the look at it as if like this is not accurate, but the best way that I can like describe it from like a novice way of looking at it, it is akin to like what calcium and bone is. This is like coral to that. If that makes sense.
Oh,
It had like
yeah.
structure. And then
Oh,
when there was like the ligaments and flesh, it was just like of a like you know how you can have like two different types of plastic, right? Or like two different types of meats, right? Let's do that about like chicken
hmm
and beef. It was a very different type of meat structure.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay. And then Al will hold the jar and present it. These were a collection of samples taken from the dragon. Um, Separate story we'll get to later. We had to butcher her and dispose of the body just in case, and
you
for
butchered
price
a
whatnot.
dragon.
Yes, it took a very long time. Those scales are very, very tough. But as you can see by this, the contents of this jar, there's a lot of mismatch going on. A lot of, even though personally, I don't study dragons. I don't know what their internal workings are, but there's a lot of not what I would expect here, even beyond the unexpected. Um, Based on some of
You-
our other findings in the mountains, we think this might be alien from even materia.
The
He
cult
gives it a glance.
leader had
Yeah.
some growth, much like that, on his person after his transformation. Well, we don't know if it was after the transformation, but he transformed before
Yeah.
us, and upon his demise, had similar
hmm
deformities.
And yes, my friend Rock here has analyzed. We're still not sure if it was parasitic or symbiotic. There's some kind of we feel like it's a separate being attaching to a host, say the dragon or maybe even the cult members. We don't know if the dragon was leading, sharing this as a form of empowerment. We only research dragons a bit more as how they gain cults to begin with, how they share their power. Usually it's just wealth and words, not even powers like this, from what I understand.
So as you put the jar kind of down on his workbench, he will grab it, put it in front of him, put both hands on the side of the jar, kind of lean in and look at it as you're talking. Go ahead. I'm just
Hmm. Of the cult. Let's see, they had some daggers that were blessed, cursed, enchanted. I
chanted
believe
likely.
I believe Brock was able to determine it was directly with not just draconic power, but the essence of the dragon herself.
Mm, wouldn't surprise me if you're telling me she's imparted her essence into a storm itself.
hmm
Likely something residual doing with the lingering enchantment of the daggers, and perhaps some of her essence actually surviving you butchering her in the mist state, able to coalesce. with weather phenomenon to create, well, what we have in Carver.
Perfect. You're driving quickly, yes. Um, we do believe when we slayed her, the mist dissipated. We did not realize at the time that was a component of hers, part of her whole. Um, so although we got rid of the physical part, um, the mist dissipated, and we saw it. We believe that's the foundation of the storm that formed. Look at the look at the party. Was it later that night or the night after? It's a very long day, slaying a dragon and going back to Carver.
Thought it took us. Oh, we did some teleportation too.
Maybe 2 days. It was a while back. Regardless, yeah, we thought we were done when by the time we got back to Carver, but then Storm stood out. Further investigations took out the cult. The daggers are certainly linked to it. Part of the cult's ritual involved having, I believe, 4 daggers into some pedestal. Um, it seemed to only empower and give. I almost want to say give the storm purpose. It was just kind of circling over Carver until that part was complete, and then it seemed to be set on Whitlaw. So I don't know if it just gave the storm the power or the will to pursue Whitlaw, or if the ritual itself commanded her. The storm is still there's so much to debate, but we do know that present it is trying to get to Whitlaw.
Well, what would drive it here? Because interesting story, but what links this dead dragon, which I suppose congratulations, though it
Uh,
seems like it caused a different issue now. Uh, but what links this storm to this area?
I'm gonna I'm gonna look at Davis again. Um, I'm gonna squint my eyes a little bit questionably and scratch under my eye.
I will shake my head no.
Hmm. He'll mutter to himself, "Box, yeah." Just kind of stare at the ground for a minute.
Well, listen, fascinating. Um, the jar is more. Hmm. The jar is certainly something I want to understand more, but I would say I will provide what information you've given me to my next research team that will head out to the storm. By all means, if you have more to share, that would be great. Uh, I still
Ooh,
don't quite understand everything.
there's a lot to take in for sure. It's a lot of bits shown about. Um, let the researcher know that he's heading to Carver. Um, Hadriel would know about it, but there's a room connected to a not bar. Claims to be a bar, but it's the only bar in town, but doesn't sell anything. Anyway, the building next door still has lots of diagrams and mappings trying to correlate all the happenings and events. Uh, now we like point to himself, touch his chest. It was a long 3 months of trying to figure out what was going on. But I think it'll be a good foundation for them to move forward, try and study the storm some more. Hopefully,
Well,
Hadriel has a head start.
oh, well. I hope so. And truthfully, thank you for all the work you've done to gather what information you have on very strange phenomenon. And it is concerning that it is, if you have truly ascertained that its location is here, or its final destination will be here. At least thankfully right now we have some time. But
As long as the casters and Carver are still doing daily rituals. It has been every single day, nonstop for the past 4 months. I don't know what will happen if we miss a day.
gotcha. So I
It
would
was
ask,
it was going at
I,
a very fast pace when or before our friend Rock was able to stop it in his tracks.
I believe he said throw himself at it in some discussion.
Yes, yes. It was we're happy that he survived. It's very dangerous, but
He's a
it's
fool, but a brilliant one from what I can tell. And he looks over at you, Rock, gives you a nod. Well, um, actually, you're back here. You have my favor. May I ask, how interested are you in helping me with trying to figure out some of this right now? Or this, or that, or that. And he just starts pointing at things. We can use some big, strong individuals to help move some things as well.
oh, I'm I don't have I doubt I have as strong of a history background as you or your college does, but I'm more than willing to help. Um,
Literally, if something looks similar, you just kind of put it in one spot. That's all I am asking.
okay, sorting, piece of cake.
Sorting.
Cross wants to look and see if he recognized anything. Because
Yeah.
while he's appreciative of his big strongness, he's also,
A very smart man.
a
Yes.
smart boy.
Yes. Go ahead. Investigation check in the immediate area. And depending on how you do, I might get you to do a history check. And then we're gonna do some
Oops.
tail end on some rolls.
14.
14. Some of the architecture is slightly familiar on some of the things that they brought in, and maybe some of the style on some of the pottery is like you've seen it as it is coming from the west. And while your homeland is north of that, you do see some of the things get brought up in trade or in transport. So you have seen some of these things. Nothing nearly as old as what you're looking at here. Uh, and unfortunately, with that, it's kind of hard for you to place any type of historical reference or value onto it. You have seen things like this before, not this old. Um, and I guess I was going to ask anyone else kind of doing anything subsiding to besides listening to the conversations
Uh,
at this time.
so if I don't know, nah, I was too engaged in the conversations because I was still interested in it. So never mind. I had an idea,
Okay,
but nah.
gotcha. Dragnar or
I mean, I'll start moving stuff around.
very well. Your eye would have faded, right? Because it's for an hour that it's overcharged. Um, Very well. So as you're kind of moving some things around, you guys are spending some time kind of helping, and discussions are being made. Uh, there is a a brief little let's see what he would actually share with you guys real quick. I want to make sure this is within. Yeah. So you'll kind of pick up on some of the details that he's kind of sharing. He's like, I appreciate the assistance. These are pieces coming from the open fields at a dig sites that, well, it has some very interesting properties to it. Um, we're still trying to ascertain its origins. It seems to be uniquely old for the area that we have found it. Um, this is actually partially tied to perhaps the former inhabitants of the area. They saw this place as, well, um, either hallowed or, uh, well,
Mm,
uh, how do you
Cursed.
say it? Cursed. Yes, exactly. It's trying to not to use such a uh, difficult word for people to appreciate.
Mm, Gotcha.
But Sev, Rock, and Al, you will get another one of those whiffs coming by.
In here?
Yeah, in here.
I'm gonna slow turn to Rock and Sej.
You see my eyes are like looking at you too.
I tap my nose.
Uh,
Yeah. Is there any windows nearby?
no, this
Are we
is
underground?
you are underground. You are in the vaults underground. Another individual, not not dressed in the dhoti, but more like in linen clothing, walks up to Professor Yorn, and he says, "Sir, I've smelt that again."
We're smelling it too. Have you been smelling it a
Yeah.
lot?
Uh oh. Um, from time to time, I feel there's a I don't know how to explain it. It's similar to like when sparks occur or something. It's
You know,
Yes.
we got the smell down, but so you smelled it more than just now. This isn't a new occurrence.
mm, not a new occurrence, no.
We've only been in town for a day. Have you been spelling it longer than that?
Uh, since we've um opened the the crates from this particular dig site,
How many days ago was that?
it arrived. Yorn would look 3 days ago at this point.
Well, I think we know where to go.
We.
What time of day is it, Adam? Sorry.
It would be fairly early. Like you guys left at around 9. It took you about an hour to get here, and you probably spent 40 minutes perusing, so it's not even noon.
Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna go up to Al and says, "Do you need me to ask the shadows?"
I,
In the morning.
Well, I know,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think we
Making
need
sure.
that level of information. I think that's a good idea. I'll try and get
okay.
what else I can in the meantime. And I'll go back, speak back to the college, faculty, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, we've also smelt it above ground outside. Have y'all smelt it out there at all, or just inside here, the vault?
We are not made aware of. No, we are not made of. Then the individual says, "No, I had not smelt it elsewhere outside of the vault." Uh,
Mm. It's a bit concerning, if nothing else. Just know that whatever might be causing it doesn't seem to be exclusive to the vault anymore. But this stuff would only be things that came out of the crates would only be within the vault or the show floor, right? Nothing's left the
not
building.
nothing from the crates is on the show floor.
How the hell?
The only time that anything, Yorn would be speaking of, the only time that anything would have not been within this vault is the travel time that it took to bring it into this vault
And that wasn't yesterday, right?
the day before, or 2 days before at this point.
The northern gate of Whitlaw, would that fit
It,
these kind of carriages? What direction did these come from?
it would have come from the uh, the North Mason Fair. So confusing, but he would explain it from the west of town through the North Mason, through the Evermarket, north on the caravan straits into here, under protected escort.
That is along the path that I think we were able to smell it.
We will
I
need
don't
to see
know.
that everything is accounted for then.
We'll
Very
keep an
well.
eye out for carts if we smell it outside again. That's bizarre. One more question. When you do smell it, it's only for an instant, right? It's not persistent whatsoever.
It, the individual looks at you. It fades like before I even recognize it. Sometimes.
Even down here where there's no wind. Yeah, it's something off about it.
I hope, and sir, if they are saying that they've smelt it, I hope that if it is associated with these relics, you think something may have been lost? Yorn will kind of scratch his head.
It's if you have the spare manpower for it, I think double checking inventory would be a good idea.
That's the first step. I'm just hoping nothing
What was that, Rock?
magical and evil has been disturbed.
I used the C word. I apologize for that, but hoping that's not the case.
Or maybe something followed it here.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
There's a lot of
Uh,
possibilities.
yeah. Do yeah.
Oh,
What all do you know about where these came from? Like,
It came from a dig site that was recently ravaged, as far as my understanding, and
ah,
they had to get it out of there real quick, right?
in a short, yes. The quick details are due to the influx of raiding happening due to some disablement in the open plains areas. The Heralds of Exploration needed to cut their time short and requested help from the Unveilers and the museum to bring these relics and other, artifacts
I'm not
to the Alabasters.
so worried about the relics right now. They're here. They're not eating anyone. What was the dig site for?
Uh, in short, it was hypothesized that it may house an origin point. Uh, the empty looks on your faces explain.
Hmm.
Origin points. In short, demons, devils, celestials. Yes, familiar with these concepts.
Yep.
Oh yes. I say
I was gonna,
hello in Celestial.
I was gonna point to himself again.
Heritage. Yes. Uh,
Heritage.
he points at his
Far away.
eyes, much like mine.
I
Oh,
will ask later.
we had a friend who was kind of like you. You guys remember,
Oh,
right? Like to turn into big snakes and other things.
oh, I can't do that.
No. Yeah, not you. This is our friend. Uh,
Mhm,
Calisor was his name. He's we've ran into him out in, if you can believe it, in the deep root.
mhm.
Why would I'm never
Yeah.
fascinated?
Okay, we're into this now. Yeah, he lived with a kind of spirit being named Mothras. Does that name ring a bell at all?
Fortunately, no, it does not. But
Okay. Yeah, that's about all I got. But yeah,
oh,
he
that's fascinating.
had kind of the same thing with your eyes.
Perhaps we have some similar heritage then.
Yeah.
But no, origin points. The best way that we understand them, and this is very loosely and vaguely, is that entities that we understand to be devils and demons and celestials all came from the similar source when creation was a thing. Eventually, factions and different viewpoints and different driving factors caused schisms and fractures amongst their kin. And over time, they became, well, what we identify as devils, demons, celestials, though I'm fairly certain that most people would not be able to tell the difference. Origin points, from what research we have seen, are the engines of creation for their species, how they procreate, how they replicate, how they create more of themselves. Dig site was potentially a lost origin point.
So you're messing with something that you don't really fully understand. That,
A birth. It sounds like a birthplace of gods.
yeah, I mean, I guess I
Lesser
can't
than
say
gods, but
anything because we mess with things we don't understand
Good
all the time. But
deities.
We?
you guys
We
always come with me. Yeah, I got a bad feeling about this one, guys. Like, I just how
have the
I don't.
college investigated other origin points prior to this?
this is the first one that, well, we think we've ever discovered.
I'm gonna give
Which
Rock
one?
a look like this is dangerous.
Yeah, right. Like, what are the chances that there's something following or something getting summoned, or and then it goes on a rampage and kills all you guys and destroys the city and everyone dies? And I mean,
Worst
I
case
don't
scenario,
know.
but
I'm
still
absolutely
skeptical.
fascinated.
i- is there a more secure place you can put the stuff, or do you have
This
strong
is
people here
perhaps
who
the
can?
single most secure place in all of Fled.
Okay, I don't want to come back here in a week and you guys have all been eaten by something or burnt from the inside out, or a devil is summoned and takes over Whitlaw.
I've heard y'all work around the clock. There's never, I don't know, just keep your eyes out. Make sure there's always lots of people around.
Is there
Yes,
anything else I
we.
can? I'm sorry.
He was just going to say, yes, we work around the clock and we have additional support from uh, individuals that are taking security details outside of the vault. But inside of the vault, it is only members of, well, the trusted few.
Is
I'd
there
I at least recommend, I don't know, working in pairs, something to offer a little more internal security.
have someone around with some powerful magic?
There are a few individuals that are able to, um, well, support the different abjuration barriers and defense mechanisms here within the vault.
Okay, well, yeah,
Okay.
keep that close and handy.
Hmm.
Uh, Adam, is there anything more I can glean from him with like a religion check?
From him?
Yeah, on what he said on the dig sites, and then
Oh, you know what? Sure. Go ahead. Go ahead and give me.
What the hell's an origin point?
Sure.
oh wow, that's great.
I like.
Sarcastic grade or great
27.
grade? Oh fuck. Okay. Ah,
Oh.
Okay,
okay.
it's an intelligence check, so
Yeah. Well, he's not expertise in that, so
that's
it's a
true.
good roll, I think. Okay. So rock. Oh. Can we do this in the term of like it takes some time for you to study, so I can make a little bit more sense that you know
Yeah,
this? Okay.
absolutely.
So time will pass down here in the vault. Individuals are helping categorize, log, check for that smell, etc., right? And Headmaster Yorn has or I should say Butcher. Butcher has given you access to his journals, his documents, all the things that they've gathered from the Heralds of Exploration, who a number of these individuals that are down here are Heralds of Exploration. They have gotten permission to work down here, and they are working with the individuals that run the Alabaster Repository, the college, and them. So it is like a lot of minds are here, and they are working, and you have different resources. And through studying rock, to give you the loose, fleshed out concept of the multiverse, or planal verses. And I'll go slow so you can take notes, and then we'll call it here pretty soon because it's almost 1 o'clock our time. All right. So you guys are familiar with the material plane. That is materia. That is one of the here-betweens.
Yeah.
The here-betweens. Sorry. This is also known as the narrow space. The material plane is known as the narrow space because it is theorized to be the smallest of all the existing defined planescapes that exist. It's material. The here-betweens are the different planes that border the narrowscape. And there's not too many of them, but there are bleeds that allow more distant planes of existence to come or in contact with the narrowscape. So you know of the unformed maze because, well, you have traveled there. Some of you.
Wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
Weird.
You know of the ethereal plane because you guys have traveled there, and
Some
you
of
can
us.
see. Yeah, some of
Actually,
you.
no,
Yeah,
all
have
of
traveled there.
us.
All of you.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
all
yeah.
of you have. Right now I'm calling it the Feywild because I haven't figured out of a material name for it, but there's the Feywild. And then there is another plane known as the Weave. The Weave is we will return to it, but this is where much of this research involves with. And the Weave is theorized to be the realm of psyche, psychic energy, mental energy, thought consciousness. Then there is a portion of reality known as the Hells, which is a radical domain that was crafted by the devils. Then there is the subtle realm, the realm of dreams, sleep, and telepathy, possibly even the noble beasts. That's for you guys to know. Not that possibly the realm of noble beasts, but because you guys met Dragnar's brother,
Yep,
and
Kodiak.
he's the hybrid. Yep, exactly. There is the realm known as the Skyless Realm. It's essentially the equivalent of the Underdark. It is a realm within the narrowscape of all of its own, has unique properties.
What was that one called?
The Skyless Realm.
Skyless. Thank you.
Yeah.
My favorite
All
though,
right.
the Skyless sword.
So good.
There is Nirvana, which is the heavens. There is the Limitless, which is a reflection, which is theorized to be, it is where a reflection of everything ever has been recorded, and it is basically the concept of space, the cosmos. And then the very last one, which is highly in debate, is the nothing or the void. If there is anything that is outside of reality that encompasses everything, that is an empty, that is quite literally the definition of nothing, then it would be the nothing. Where anything and everything just ceases to exist. That is the nothing. So it has like the most outer layer bubble. So I don't know why the smiley face, but or sad face, but focusing on the we, aka the psyche realm. It is theorized and hypothesized that the inhabitants of that realm only exist because someone had thought of them. Something had thought of them. Something had brought it into existence. Uh,
Right, you said the psychic realm?
yeah, it's called the Weave, more
Weave.
specifically.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, but it's nicknamed like the psychic realm or the psyche realm, like of your mind.
So if I think of a giant marshmallow man, he could exist in that
Uh,
realm.
maybe like they're not sure exactly how it works, but just
Ooh.
more of like the like any type of base instinct thought, like they think that's kind of what is the energy that is used to create existence over there. So like the primal sense of hunger, the primal sense of fear, the primal sense of lust, the primal sense of all that. That is what sparks creation over there. Because in different realms, there's different laws and stuff like that, right? This is only because you got a 27. God damn it. So there is some loose scriptures and collection of parchments and that they have that say over the eons, the vast majority of the inhabitants of this weave are what we have come to identify as demons. Chaotic, just nonstop spawning, doing whatever they want, just kind of wrecking havoc amongst themselves because they are limited to the weave and all they can do is bicker and argue and fight and kill and eat amongst themselves. Somewhere in the eons, there was a stark divide where some of these demons wanted more order and more structure. It is from there, from the tireless slaughter and the infinite waste of time and energy, that a number of demons would later be reformed and restructured into the devils. The devils are still evil, but they have structure and planning and order to them, which later they would break away. They would carve off a piece of the hells, sorry, of the weave and some of the limitless and create the hells. From there, it gets fuzzy, but also because there's that intrinsic tie to the limitless, which is like the space and the cosmos and all that, it is said that from devils, eventually those that sought to do good amongst creation rather than using creation for their own benefit branched off into the celestials. And their idea of good is very different from what like our idea of good might actually be. But that's where the celestials come from.
Or which realm is theirs?
Uh,
Is it Nirvana or subtle?
uh, Nirvana is likely the realm as well as Limitless. It's
Okay.
like Nirvana is a piece of the Limitless that they took to make. If that makes sense.
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
Kind of how the Hells are a piece of the Weave and the Limitless that they use to make the Hells.
Okay.
Origin points are points in which these specific entities come from. And there are many, 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 many demon origin points from what is hypothesized because there's just so many demons. But devils and celestials have very few origin points. And they may have stumbled upon a site that had an origin point.
We're gonna have
Da, da,
some,
da.
or maybe we can be friends with them.
Man, you
I
can
like your
always
thinking.
go. Yeah, I was ready to just like say, I don't know, it's an origin point. They think that this spawns things, but you rolled a 27. So there you go. History,
Here's
religion.
how
Yeah.
everything
They
works.
think that, well, again, air quotes, they think it works. He didn't roll a 30.
Mm.
And even if he
Could've-
rolled a 30, it's still probably, he's still going based off information that mortals have gathered, right? So,
I also can't get a 30, so
yeah.
You have inspired him.
29 max.
Yeah.
Could have guided myself, but who uses guidance? Gross.
Yeah.
Nah.
So, as you guys have been spending time and doing your research with like Rock kind of taking down notes with Al, and kind of Karos taking in notes and helping move stuff and all that, you do see Ragnar as you're keeping a keen eye out for it, and also I would imagine Karos you're kind of keeping a keen eye out for it. That there are individuals that do rotate in and out because they're not machines; they can't work 24 hours. And you do see some people getting ready to leave, and you see the process of them going through the gates and different individuals coming in. And it's a lot of the
If
heralds. Go ahead.
we if we notice that part going, can I cast a detect magic on people checking out?
Checking out. Sure.
Yeah, just
Um,
staff cycling.
that's fine. From what you can tell, there's really not any magic on them. Their clothing is not magical. They're they're not wearing they're not wearing anything extra. So like no jewelry, no nothing like that, right? They come in here with a bare minimum. They leave their tools behind, the little sashes and little slacks. They leave those behind so that next individuals can take up and use them. Um, the room itself is encased in different types of magical wards and barriers, in a sense. Like you can see little glyphs lighting up to kind of keep this place safe.
Hmm.
But they're more like generic warding bonds, right? Like just kind of protection, some of like maybe structural and stuff like that.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, you'll see like a couple, like I would say less than 2 dozen people leave, and then you 2 dozen people kind of come back in.
Hmm.
And by this point, it would be like you guys have had a long shift down here as well, um, helping, organizing. Like the tapestry, like some of the glyphs on the wall structure, very much kind of do have depictions of, um, maybe they are depicting like a demon or something on the wall. Uh, who knows? It's kind of hard to tell. But as the shift does come in, and the next type of group gets ready, and people start getting set out and go upon their business, uh, there was another hour will pass, and in one of the um, urns, let's call it, one of the clay works, an individual is working on it and brushing, and as they are doing so, um, you hear like I, there's that sound, like it's kind of quiet, people are working, people are focusing, and you just hear the sound of like a shattering, clay work, pot work, and it's breaks the silence. Everyone kind of looks over, and the individual is just standing there, and
Can
mm,
can I instantly react because I don't know what was in the air?
yeah, of course.
Can I vortex warp that person over to us?
Sure. What's your DC?
Uh,
It's pretty
pretty
high,
high.
right?
Pretty high. Yeah.
Because it's wizard, so what is it? It's 18 at this point.
17.
17. Yeah, they couldn't succeed if they wanted to. So yeah, you bring them over.
Did you get any of whatever was in there on you?
I don't know. Look, I don't think so.
Okay. You stay here, and I'm gonna go over to where the thing dropped, but cautiously.
Okay. So as you kind of step on over Rock, um, there's nothing there, but when you look down, what you see is where there's a shattered pot and everything, and there was some like dust and sediment, right, that kind of came out. But now in the stone, there's a like a dark violet, I guess you would say maybe like a stone that is just kind of placed itself on the ground. But it doesn't look like it's on the ground. It looks like it's kind of like sunken into the ground a little bit.
Uh, group meeting, guys. There is a thing here. I don't know what it is, and I don't think we touch it.
Sure.
So yeah,
What you gotta
I
do?
didn't just randomly grab the thing that could kill everyone.
You're growing. I'm so proud.
But also, just be prepared for anything. Um, hey, guy, we were talking to. Can you clear out all the?
Butcher.
Yeah. Can you clear people out of here? But maybe stay yourself, just behind us. I assume you are a knower of things and maybe can help.
Let me have a discussion. And then he'll
Alright.
kind of like get a couple people real quick. What's that?
I throw out just at minimum, prepare to evacuate. We don't know what the hell this is.
Yeah. This could
Very
get.
well.
It's. I don't know. Like I said, I have a bad feeling.
Very well. And I think there we'll call it because it's past 1 o'clock and I'm tired.
Oh, that was